Hello, this is Craig from bitsbox.co.uk. In this video we are looking at May 2017 edition of White Dwarf. Before we dive in, I just want to say a big thank you to Ben and George, who are our latest two Patreons. If you want to join our Patreon, the link is in the description below. We have lots of goodies that we send to people, and we also now have a Facebook group where ourselves and our patrons can interact with each other, which is pretty cool. So you can check that out in the link below, and we have links to our store and other social media stuff down there. But let's just crack straight on to White Dwarf. So it's 40 years since the first White Dwarf magazine. Now of course Warhammer and 40k haven't been around that long, but White Dwarf has, and it's covered lots of things such as role-playing and other all aspects of sort of miniature and role-playing games over the years. I wasn't around then, so I don't know all the details. However, we have this White Dwarf celebrating 40 years, and as we go through this White Dwarf, we'll see there's a good sort of theme developing. So as always, we have the White Dwarf team, we have a letter from the editor, and there's a whole team together. And of course we have the contents. No point looking at the contents in depth because we're going to look through everything anyway. So, and at Warhammer we have Happy Birthday to White Dwarf. There'll be a lot of that in this book. We have the two star players for Blood Bowl, who of course is the White Dwarf, and the Black Gobbo. We have the White Dwarf himself in a new Anniversary Marine. Now I quite like it. I think it's quite cool. I don't actually plan on picking one up, but it's really cool, and they sort of tease us by putting them in power armor. Like, there are people out there who want the squads to come back, and GW will just bring out that. The best thing about it is that little sort of Nerf gun bolter or bolt pistol. It's very cool. So other new releases, we have the scenery from Shadow War Armageddon. We also have bases to go with them, and there's also the really cool crane scenery as well. Be hoping to pick up in the not too distant future. That's pretty cool. A little bit about stuff in Forge World, including this awesome chariot, which I did see online the other day. It's really sweet. It's a nice set. They are still covering the Hobbit series. Never a massive fan of the game, but I do love the miniatures. And we have VM Iron Warriors Siege Terminators. A little bit about video game news. So there's a Warhammer 40k Inquisitor. That's pretty cool. There was a Horus Heresy Battle Talon game, Blood Bowl 2. And then little bits about other games that are out. There's quite a lot, there seems to be a lot of games now in the Warhammer world. I will have to try and pick some up and maybe do some videos on them as and when I can get them. So we have Black Library. And then we have all the Caradon Overlord stuff that we expected to see in the last month's White Dwarf, which we didn't. But here they all are, and obviously we all know what the releases are now. Of course, Endrin Riggers. Bit of a tongue twister that one. Endrin Riggers. They're not out yet, but they are up for pre-order this weekend coming. They're really cool actually. I've been painting up some of the stuff for these guys, and yeah, they're pretty cool. You will see a battle report with the Caradon Overlords quite soon. We do plan on filming one, hopefully at the weekend, and we'll have that out next week. Obviously not everything will be available for them, but we'll use what we've got. Which will include a frigate and gun hauler, really cool. And maybe we can even try and get an ironclad in if we can get one built up in time, but we will see. It is huge, absolutely massive. Just for you, I do have a frigate right here. Little sneak peek for everyone. This is a frigate, so see it's quite big. So the ironclad's gonna be massive. So very much looking forward to picking that up. Little teaser for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Skirmish. Don't really know anything more about that, but seems pretty cool. It just seems, from the picture, to be a lot of characters coming together to fight them. Maybe that's what it will be. Who knows? We'll see in the future. Okay, so now we're getting into some articles on White Dwarf. I apologise that my squares, my chair is a bit squeaky. I apologise for that. At the bottom here, and this continues throughout the whole, pretty much the rest of the magazine, we have all the White Dwarf covers, starting from the first ever one, which is 1977. It's just crazy. Some of the artwork is just really cool. They obviously look dated, but I don't know, I quite like some of the old styles of artwork, and really cool. Yeah, I like how they've done that, and they're just showing it all the way through. So there's loads of bits about White Dwarf, stuff that's been in the past, free miniatures they've given away. There is tons in here about White Dwarf. So if you're quite nostalgic about White Dwarf, this is definitely the issue to get. You know, even up to campaigns such as Armageddon, Storm of Chaos. You know, loads of old painting modelling articles. And again, like, still going through with the old White Dwarf covers. Got a little bit about Grom Brindle. That miniature is just one of my favourite ones of him, and again it's another sort of squat teaser one, but really cool. So there's lots. So this bit's all about different stories that have appeared in White Dwarf, and we've got the contact section as well, but we're still continuing with the White Dwarf covers. So it gets September 1987, which is when 40k was released. Of course, we've already had the I think we've already had the anniversary miniature for that, haven't we? So we have an interview with Blanche. Of course, everyone who watches the channel knows I'm a massive fan of his artwork and of Blanche, which we've been doing some videos for, and I will certainly be doing some more in the future for that. I look forward to reading through this properly, actually. Even got a Blanche concept sketch for the Caradron Overlord and for the Incarna as well. It's really cool. We don't see a lot of the concept stuff a lot. Then we do actually have the Blanjitsu section, and even very old Blanjitsu from 1988, so 29 years ago. And even before then, there were still John Blanche articles. This is the warband for this month, and it's really cool because it uses some of the triumvirate stuff. We've got Archmagus Calls and Greyfax used as the base for these two. And I really like this sort of yellow-green bone sort of robe that they've got there. So I might try and do a painting tutorial on how to achieve that effect, because we've seen it a couple of times in Blanjitsu now, and I really, really like it, and I want to have a go at it myself. So look out for that in the not too distant future. Might even do it on a flagellant. We shall see. We have Illuminations, as always, just beautiful artwork. And Dreadfleet. So 40 years of Golden, well, not 40 years of Golden Demon, but Golden Demon throughout the years. I mean, 1993 back there, so it's been around for a while. Then we have some Enemies of the Imperium Golden Demon winners. I just love how even something like scratched up like that killer can still looks really clean and crisp. That's really cool, and this is just brilliant. I do love sometimes when you get Golden Demon, someone will just do just a regular trooper and they just look amazing. Really puts us all to shame. So we have a little heavy metal section now. This Chaos Lord miniature, I do remember very fondly the heavy metal challenge they had for him. Massive fan of that miniature. I know not everyone's a fan of the old static poses like that, but I don't know, very nostalgic when it comes to that guy. And one of my favourite Chaos miniatures for sure. Again, we've got the White Dwarfs along the bottom from 97, 98. Almost getting up to a time when I actually started getting into the hobby and getting White Dwarfs myself. The very famous Horus and Emperor diorama. Of course, they both look a lot different now. Still, for its time, it's just awesome. So much of that would have had to have been sculpted. It's very cool. Caradron Overlords. So this is basically their entire range. Not a lot really, but they do seem like quite a good little army. So, battle reports. So we're going over all the years of battle reports. Down the bottom here, that was actually my first White Dwarf right there. There is actually a video, if you go far enough back on this channel, where I do actually go through that White Dwarf. I think I even got the back page to it. But still, one of my favourite White Dwarfs, and some of these old ones just have some really, really good articles in them. I always go on about not being enough. There's not enough scratch built terrain stuff in here, because some of these old ones had some great articles when it came to that, and converting as well. I would like to see more of that in White Dwarf. So there's a 40th anniversary battle report, and it's a lot of pages. It's a few games sort of going on. I don't know if they go on from each other or whether they work alongside each other. I haven't read it, and I'm just going to skip through it because they do actually have these, like the kill counter on there, so we don't want to see what that is in the final score. So just zipping forward to Paint Splatter. It's all about painting the White Dwarf miniature, so lots on him. Again, loads of White Dwarfs that I'm familiar with down the bottom. So I was collecting them throughout that time. And you can see here, like, they just started to go for a certain style on the covers. Just white, with just an image in front. Next up we have a massive Imperial Might sort of display. Really cool. It's interesting when they don't have the miniatures on the base, they're just stuck down onto the board. And it does fold out, just see them from a different angle. We even got some Tempestus signs up the side and all sorts. And even balconies with characters on. I'm sorry I can't get it all in shot, but see up there. Really cool. They do have some amazing displays. And we have some close-ups, of course. I would not like to have had to have painted all of them. I imagine that'd be quite tedious. So we're into a Tale of Four Warlords, and of course there's old articles throughout the years of... This is a very popular section. And I'm a big fan of A Tale of Four Warlords. So this month the Space Marines have some Centurions, and I really love the checks on him. Really cool. We have a Command Squad and some Ogrins for the Astra Militarum. The Chaos Space Marines have some Terminators and a Land Raider. And the Eldar have lots of Howling Banshees and a Wave Serpent. And then there's a little game between them. Parade Ground is showing off some Shadow War teams. Really cool. I like actually do have some converted ones here as well, using some Gene Stealer Cults, some Tempestus Scions and such. Really cool. Versus some Scouts. And we have some more scouts. Led by a Deathwatch Marine who actually looks really sweet. And then we have some Tau. And we do hope to do some more Shadow War stuff on the channel in the future. So just whether we can fit it all in. The campaigns have quite a lot of missions, but we should be able to get some done. Really like that guy actually, that's really cool. So I love Shadow War, just gives you a great opportunity just to convert up some really cool looking little warbands. Of course it works well alongside Blanche as well. So this is all about Warhammer Quest. And we have rules for the Caradron Overlord characters to use in Warhammer Quest as well. It's really cool. We also have a mission for Lord of the Rings. So I assume it's for Lord of the Rings. And then we have Spike magazine for Blood Bowl. And we have stat cards for White Dwarf and Black Gobbo. And again, White Dwarfs into the weekly White Dwarfs now at the bottom. So it's quite cool. We have the exclusive Warhammer World characters and products there, which is really cool. It's nice to actually see them all together. And we have readers' models. As always, just beautiful models. Really like Saracen Prime there. So really cool, as always. And there's a spotlight around one of the readers as well. Obviously sent in a lot of very cool miniatures. Really lovely Kaz model. And then we have in the bunker, so this is all the stuff what the White Dwarf team have been working on. And here's all the new White Dwarfs and all their glory there as well. And there's some Caradron Overlords, so it's really cool to see them in sort of different schemes, sort of more darker schemes as well. I really like the black on the helmets, works really well, and these Necrons are quite something also, very striking. They're really sweet. Lots to read, so I'm looking forward to reading some of the articles in there, especially the John Blanche interview. Next month, it says Grim Darkness, Far Future, Only War. I wonder what that could all be about. There's a Heavy Metal, Battle Report, Illuminations, Paint Splatter, Tale of Four Warlords, and much more. So next month is probably going to be about the new edition of Warhammer 40k. It is rumoured to be up for pre-orders sort of this time next month, basically. So very cool. That did give us a date, didn't it? 16th of June that comes out, so by then we should be getting the new edition, so very cool. I look forward to that. Really good. If you're quite nostalgic, then certainly pick up this White Dwarf. Lots of stuff looking back on the old White Dwarfs there. So yeah, nothing apart from that. There's no revelations in regards to any upcoming miniatures. I think they've got to a stage now where the miniatures are sort of coming out before the White Dwarf, apart from maybe just one week of releases, which we already know what's coming out anyway. So yeah, no sort of revelations there, but another good episode of White Dwarf, and they are a lot better than when they were the weekly ones and sort of the moments before then as well. So certainly worth the subscription for sure. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, you can give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe, and there's Patreon down below if you so wish as well. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next video.